brick.
Welcome to the Brick by Brick podcast, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? I'm your host, Dave Jones. Got J Dan with me. How you doing, J Dan?
Good, man. Good. Doing good.
Yeah. So how's your week been this week, man? What's new? Tell me something.
Man, busy. I mean, real estate, meeting with new buyers, being up at the cryo spot. Wife got the torn Achilles, so I'm doing all the driving for the family. Kids to basketball practice, gymnastics, dance, bro. It's
taxi dad. You
Literally.
taxi dad. You living in that car right now, bro.
Man, literally, I'm putting miles on the whip right now.
Yeah, your shit's gonna have like 150 by like in 2 years,
Bro, easily. Easily.
That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it's that time of year though too, you know, like there's like inside sport like basketball, like when the kids have sports, but it's so fun though, man. Like it's so fun to go to your kids events in sports. So I'm envious of the time of life that you're in because man, it goes so fast, bro. Like trust me, shit goes fast. Yeah, it's been a crazy week for me too. Like I don't know, this is something in the air. Like we had MLK Day, so we went to the Tacoma event, so that was cool. And then we started the week, I'm thinking like, oh, we got a short week, like this is cool. But I'm looking at the schedule like, oh, my son got their end of league. So he's a freshman at Silas and he's, like they got 3 swim meets this week. So Tuesday, Thursday, Friday swim meets. They had 3 last week, so I was just like, damn, 6 in 2 weeks. Yeah. So we had 3 in 4 days, and then we had the tap car event. So that was last night. Had the tap car event. Obviously, you still got work. We still got stuff to do here. Things that we get in the room situated, and stuff to finish up. Trying to figure out this whole situation. I just started a new podcast while trying to do the other podcast. But yeah, it's life though. But I would much rather be busy than not busy. Oh, yeah. But I do have this question for you. Are you seeing like some activity and whatnot, like in the marketplace as an agent right now?
Yeah,
like people.
I think there's a lot more buyers coming out for sure.
Okay.
Like at least dipping their foot in the water. Like I've had probably like 4 people reach out to me about getting pre-approved, not understanding like how much mortgages are right now, like the affordability piece of it. But people at least coming out and thinking about, trying to either move up or just buy their first house. Mm-hmm. That's just been this week. Mm.
Yeah, it's good to hear and good to know because like, I feel like this is the rates aren't coming back down. Like, I think we're just finally starting to understand like, okay, this is what we're in. And if the rates do come down, great. But if the rates do come down, that means you're going to have more competition. So, I mean, it's 6 and 1, half dozen in the other.
Do today. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's the thing. But anyway, brick by brick, man. This is the second brick. Like I'm really excited about just this whole venture. Like I think that people, as it starts to unfold, will start to see it's more than just about the podcast. I mean, the other part of this that we talked about is luxury real estate in the sports and entertainment space in real estate, and how that's not like the way that it's marketed or represented right now in the real estate space. To me, is not. It's speaking to a certain demographic that's not the actual demographic that I come from, you come from, whatever. And I want to change that. Like I think there's room for something that's more like how I think or how I present or what we want to talk about or all of that. I feel like there's room for that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's what brick by brick is too.
Yep, exactly. I feel like, we're just able to connect with that, with a whole different demographic than what luxury is considered right now in some places, like we're gonna be able to connect with them, and just keep growing, showing them, introducing them to what investments are and just, be a leg for them.
Yeah. Cause have you seen, cause you are that athlete. I mean, we talked about that on a whole other podcast. You are that athlete, right? Like that overseas, the one overseas. And I mean, we talked about that and then figuring out like, oh, I got to do something with this money type situation.
Exactly.
And, that's what we're here for. I want to make sure that cats know that we got them, man. We got you. So if you want to tap in, feel free to tap in. That's your agent. Tap in with J Dan.
Exactly, man.
Speaking of, what's up?
I said, exactly, man. It's fun for me to talk about, man. I like having these conversations.
No, it's funny because on the vlog, and people will see the vlog here soon. By this time this come out, the vlog will be out already. But yeah, I pull up on you, and he was just up in there talking.
Yep.
That was funny, man. Speaking of real estate, though, that's a good segue in this next situation. Pat Connaughton, you talked about Pat Connaughton.
Yeah.
He's the 40 for 40. Let's take a look at that. 40 for 40 in Milwaukee. So Pat Connaughton is a player for the Milwaukee Bucks, and he was just named or not just named in 2022. He's named for 40 for 40, 40 under 40. Sorry, and you were just named what 30 under 30.
40 under 40 for South Sound magazine.
40 under 40 for South Sound. So you know all about this
for sure.
But tell me more about that. Like, what's going on with Pat Connaughton?
Man, he's building a real estate empire out there. I mean, while he's still playing, he launched I think it's 3 Leafs. Let me find this 3 Leaf.
Here, I got one. Partners. I got a tab right here.
Yeah, 3 Leaf Partners. Sounds like they've already. Let me see. Firm has already done $550 million in assets under their management. So he started a whole real estate firm that makes it so other athletes, pro NBA players, NFL guys can put their money into a pool of money and invest in real estate and assets like that, even if they don't understand it. So he's building an empire over there with athletes that want to invest in real estate and have a different portfolio.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's really dope. Like, I think that this is a great way to go about things. And it looks like to me, so what has let's go to the about who we are about right here. So yeah, 3 Leaf Partners founded by the kind of looks like he has some business partners. Catalyst Construction. We've taken projects on, team meant to serve, your mission, create vibrant communities. This is done by engaging and connecting professional athletes, business executives, and community leaders. Look like they're trying to do what we're talking about in a way.
Exactly.
This is definitely more boots on the ground. Like they got a lot of different, they got the construction arm.
Yeah.
So if you're a construction bull, T. James, we talked about T. James earlier. So maybe we'll have T. James on the show and he can talk a little bit about the construction side of things. But yeah, man.
Looks like he did his he got into it while he was playing at Notre Dame. I saw that he did his first flip while he was playing at Notre Dame.
Okay. That's fire. How'd you learn about this?
Man, I was looking up different real estate stuff and he came up how just seeing how athletes are building wealth outside of their actual sport. So I saw something with him, looked into it, and been reading it. And it's intriguing, man. We got to get him on a pod because this is something we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, athletes just building wealth, understanding and building their portfolio really. And he's killing it right now. I think it's dope.
Yeah, that's super dope, man. Like 40 under 40. I'm hey, I'm gonna tap in, Pat. Hey, Pat, whoever, I'm gonna go look at the website and see who's on the team, and we tapping in, man.
For real.
We're tapping in to see what you got, and we want to put people on to what you're doing and other athletes that might have the capital to do what you're doing and the business connections. So we want to be a part of that. If we can be a part of that, we want to be a part of that. If we can help, we want to help. If you want to expand that, like, let's talk business, man. Let's talk about it. So yeah, man, that's super dope. So other thing we were talking about, let's get into crypto real quick. So you have a story here about, who was it? BlackRock CEO Larry Fink.
Yeah, Larry Fink. Yep.
He says some things that had the markets kind of like, what's going on, bruh?
Yep.
What he talking about?
He predicts that Bitcoin is going to 700,000. One Bitcoin, 700,000. He says that if investors were to allocate between 2 to 5% of their assets to Bitcoin, the increased demand could push prices up to 700K.
Yeah,
and BlackRock is a big investor in Bitcoin, by the way. And this ain't just some normal guy about it.
If you're
let's see what he's saying right here. Let's see. I got the clip right here. Let's see.
700,000 for Bitcoin.
Okay, hey, I can see why people are tripping out on that. Yeah, I can see why people are tripping out on that. What do you think? What do you think about that? Is Bitcoin going to 700K?
I mean, not no time soon. Definitely no time soon, in my opinion. I mean, I think it's gonna hit. I think it hit 2 or 3, in the near future. But I mean, with all the stuff that's gonna be AI and I mean, like I don't know how much money BlackRock's putting into Bitcoin, but with companies like that, that's gonna drive it a lot. So I mean, I don't think 700 is anytime soon, but I think it in the future, like 5-10 years, yes, it's hitting 700. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think this bull run right now is going to be very fascinating. The next push is coming soon in the spring, or it may be next month. I just remember last bull run, and I tell people to learn about Bitcoin first and foremost. Just go learn about it. Like, I'm not telling you to buy it. And anyone listening right now, just go learn about it, because you'll learn about the 4-year cycles.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is we're almost done producing Bitcoin. I think they're at 19 million right now or something. And there's only 21 million that are going to be made. So once that stops, once the halvings stop and it's all in circulation, bruh, Bitcoin is going to go crazy. So you don't have much time to accumulate Bitcoin. You don't have a lot of time until, and I also say it like this. If you could imagine, just like 2 years ago, you could possibly afford 1 Bitcoin. It was like $15,000. That's attainable for some folks, for a good amount of folks. $15,000, not a lot of folks, but a good amount of them. And people thought it was too expensive then. And that's in a bear market, so everyone thinks it's going to zero. So you got to buy that fear.
When you don't understand it, it's always going to be too expensive for someone, though.
Right.
Like I tell people, and I'll tell this story to everyone. The reason I really started researching it is because someone tried to put me on in college. So this is like this might have been 2014. They tried to put me on with Bitcoin. And at the time, I knew nothing. I was just uneducated in terms of investments in general. Didn't know nothing about crypto, stocks. So he's telling me to buy Bitcoin for $40. And my thing was like, man, what can I buy with it? Like, look, like what can I buy? And he's just like, no, I mean, you can't buy nothing with it right now. It's digital. And I'm like, bro, there's nothing physical about it. Like I'm saying the same people say now. And I remember at the time, like looking at him like he was dumb. Like he was the older dude in class. And I remember telling Timia, because she was in class with me, I'm like, $40. I was like, and it was Tuesday. I'm like, that's Buffalo Wild Wings money.
Yeah.
I was like, and then a couple of years go by, and I think it reached like $3,000. I'm like, hey, he tried to put us on. Like we're lacking. And that's when I started really studying. Like, man, it's one of them things where like it's just being educated. You won't miss out on opportunities if you're educated on situations.
Man,
so not telling you to throw money in, but just be educated, and that when something like that arises, you're ready for it.
Yeah, and I think the other piece is, I think a lot of people think about Bitcoin as just the financial piece of it, like, oh, it's here and I made money and I got this. And it's like, no, there's actually something else going on right now too. There's a debasement of currency. There's it's a digital currency that holds value globally. And if it's good enough for the president to be talking about it, for the US to potentially be talking about it as a strategic reserve, he just actually signed an executive order to make the USA the biggest, like the capital of digital assets in crypto, and to have a crypto stash, and for the government to be buying cryptocurrencies. I just think that people need to start paying attention, and they haven't been. And I really, really, and here's what they do. Here's what white supremacists do. And we'll talk about racism and stuff. Someone's probably going to hear them be like, yo, like, I talk about racism all the time. It's normal to me, so I apologize if that throws people off. Like, I talk about it literally every day. But what they're trying to do is there's a smoke and mirrors. They're diverting your attention to all the bullshit and the racist bullshit and the rhetoric that they like to do, and Hitler salutes and saying, no, that's not a Hitler salute. I'm like, bro, I'm not an idiot, man. Like, shut up. So first of all, they do that, and then on the other side, they're signing an executive order to make crypto a regulated asset in this class. And even before that, they know that it exists, and they're going to have money over there moving. So they're going to divert your attention over here, and you're going to be all emotional about over here. But over here, they're running up the numbers, bro. So
exactly.
I know, because I was diverted, and I knew this was going on, but I was like over here, and I'm like, all right, I got to figure out how to be in the middle.
Exactly.
And I'm going to be able to have eyes on both now, so I'm going to call you out on your bullshit, but I'm also going to make sure I understand the game that you're playing too. So that's how I see Bitcoin and all these digital assets.
In terms of digital assets, so for someone that's watching this right now and doesn't have any crypto, they can obviously do their own research on it. But if you're starting out with your first $1,000, how are you diversifying?
Who, you talking me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some crypto alpha then. Crypto alpha. Okay, so how am I going to diversify? If it's me, I'm going to be pretty conservative. Let's bring up coin market cap real quick. I don't like how they have dark mode on here. I mean, can I turn the dark mode off? Maybe that's just on my computer. All right, let me go ahead and bring up coin market cap. If I had $1,000, what I'm going to put into right now, I'm going to be pretty conservative, to be honest with you. I'm going to look at Bitcoin for sure. I'm going to make sure that I have some Bitcoin, probably make, I might go 50% Bitcoin. I'd be heavier in Bitcoin. There's different strategies you can use. One's called a dumbbell strategy, where you go heavy into big, like Solana and Bitcoin, for example. Those would be the two. XRP is another one. If you chose XRP, I'd say that's a winner for sure. You can't lose in these top ones, but right now the best risk return, I think, in the top 5, let's just say the top 5, Tether doesn't count because it's a stable coin. I would stay right here. If I had $1,000, I'm staying right here.
Right in the top 5?
Yeah, I'm just going to stay in the top 5 because I don't want to lead people down to the degeneracy that like the lower cap stuff that you got to be involved in the space to know like what's popping and what's not and all that kind of stuff. So I would go Bitcoin with about 50% of it. And I might if it's me, I'm a degenerate. So I go 50% in Solana. I'm going 50-50 me, just because I can get bigger risk return. I can get bigger returns if I put more in on one thing, if that makes sense. But Bitcoin is the one that I would definitely like. Now, if you said 20% Bitcoin, 40% XRP, 40% Solana, I'd say you going to win. You can't lose in these top 5, in my opinion. Ethereum hasn't really ran yet.
Yeah,
that
not yet.
one.
It's gonna move. It's gonna move though, and I'm heavy in ETH. I love ETH.
Oh, you heavy in ETH? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
how about you?
I'd probably throw half of it into ETH and Bitcoin. I'd probably go 250 Bitcoin, 250 ETH, and then I'm throwing another 200 into XRP. I'm definitely getting Cardano. I'm a big fan of Cardano and smart contracts. And then after that
one hasn't read yet.
Not yet. It should move though. What else? I like Solana too though, but I'll probably throw that last 100 into VeChain, man. I think that still is gonna do a big run. They got some good partnerships, and all the stuff and what they're trying to do with everything. I think that'll be a good one too for the future.
Yeah. I have this site too that's a good one to look at. So we in the crypto alpha. The reason why I like Solana a lot, because they're and XRP and some of those top 5s, because they're getting ready to have, actually Bitwise just filed for a Dogecoin ETF, but Solana's going to get an ETF this year, I think. I think Ethereum already has Bitcoin, and Ethereum already have ETFs. What that is basically traditional finance can offer it to traditional finance. That means there's going to be billions of inflow. And so Solana is a VC backed, like VCs love Solana, and I understand why, because I'm on it and I use it, and it's fast and it's cheap and it works, and that's what people want, and that's where meme coins are and all that other stuff. But and I think Cardano is going to go great too. I think that's what I'm saying. Like, you can pretty much close your eyes in the bull run and pick something. But the question I always ask people is like, what's your goal? Is this a long-term thing, or are you looking to cash out this year? Because those are two different strategies. Like,
I think that's where most people mess up, is getting into crypto, is they throw money in and they don't think ahead on, are they holding this for the next 5 to 10 years, or are they trying to just make a quick buck just during the bull market? And that's the thing though, like they'll say they want to make a quick buck, but they're not ready to sell when it has those pushes. So it's like you gotta get into it and have your plan and your numbers down right away.
Yep. So there's a couple of things I wanted to share. So we got down and I wasn't gonna. This is unplanned, but I think this is a site this is Crypto Alpha. So I'm talking about Crypto Alpha. This is what we're here for. This is a site, CoinGo Live. You can share. You can see where a coin is based on its all-time high. So that's why I said Ethereum hasn't ran yet. And here's why I want to explain as to why I said, because this is what I'm looking at. Ethereum right now still has 46.56%, about 50% to go to its all-time high.
Oh yeah.
Which is 4,800. So, you know, like that, like, so the risk reward is there. Like, that's why Solana some people might be like, you know, I don't know about Solana. Its all-time high is 293. It's like here, but but the reason why I said is the ETF is coming. That means there's going to be billions of inflow. Let's see. You said Cardano. Cardano is a great buy. Look at that. 217.06 from all-time high. So it's only at 97 cents. You're right. Like, you might want to go ahead and mess with Cardano because you have a lot of upside there.
For sure.
Another one with a lot of upside, AVAX. You know what I'm saying? That's 307%. You ain't going to get this from your friends. Come check out Brick by Brick podcast. I'm in this space. I do this, right? Polkadot, 700% from its all-time high. You know what I mean? I'm not crazy. Polkadot hasn't made a lot of noise, but they're still out there. They were a darling in the last. So Polkadot last bull run was up in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But guess what took its spot? Solana.
Yep. Shoot, XRP too. XRP wasn't top 10
XRP.
Last bull run. I don't think it didn't even move last bull run.
Yeah, and that was just because it was they were in battle with the SEC. They were being sued by the SEC, and everyone didn't know what was going to happen. Is it a security? Is it not? Like, so and I'll just show one alpha play for everybody. Let me see. I'm going to bring it up real quick, and then we'll move on to the next subject. It's just going to be real fast. But I'm in meme coins. So my biggest position right now, I'm not going to keep it forever, obviously, but my biggest position is in a meme coin called Mr. Miggles. And Mr. Miggles is the Coinbase cat. So Coinbase. So Mr. Miggles started out back here, you know, this was in the summer, it dropped, and then it kind of consolidated down here for a long time. They were working some things out. It was not affiliated with Coinbase, quote unquote, but I kind of knew they were, and I was buying all down here, right? It pumped in November, went crazy, and we all knew November was going to be a pump, but then it kind of consolidated, and it's just been in a downward trend, but then it woke back up, and here it comes. It's the Coinbase cat. Like, that's all I'm going to just say to that. But once, so it's at a $91 million market cap. For people that don't know, like, for example, let's take a look at, you know, it's $90 million market cap. Let's say the first biggest meme coin, Doge. Doge is like a $52 billion market cap. Is it going to reach that? No, I don't think so. Will it reach 1 billion? 1 billion? Absolutely. I think so, as the Coinbase cat. So those are degenerate. That's a degenerate play. I'm not telling people to go buy it. I'm just telling people about it. And then you're going to probably come back in about 3 months and people will be like, oh, he showed me Mr. Miggles at 10 cents. And I'll be like, yeah, I was showing people at 1 cent and they didn't want to buy it. And now it's 10 cents is already 10x, you know? And I'm like, and it's still got room to go. So we just getting started on Mr. Miggles. So anyway, and hopefully I'm looking for the Super Bowl commercial. So the Super Bowl commercial, Coinbase always has a Super Bowl commercial, and I'm thinking the cat's going to show up. And if the cat shows up,
it's booming.
We cooking, bro. We cooking. We are cooking. Man, let's move on. I wasn't we got the Trump meme coin too, but I ain't going to talk about the orange man no more. Let's see. LaMelo Ball, our all-star snub. What's going on with that?
Snubbed.
I think
he was first in what was it, all voter and just the backcourt in the East. But I mean, I think he was number first in the East in voting, and I mean, he's averaging 30 right now. He's, in my opinion, probably the most exciting player in the league right now. Like, obviously Steph still has his moments. I mean, a lot of the big guys have their moments, but LaMelo, I mean, he's dropping 30 every night and doing outrageous shit. Like, he's one-legged threes. He's off the glass. Like, he's exciting.
Yeah, did you see the off the glass one, bro?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, who else is playing that free? I love how free he plays. You know what I'm saying? Like he's playing like he don't got a coach. Like, he's literally YMCA pickup games. He can't get subbed out. Like, I love it. I think he needs to be a starter.
I agree. So let's take a look. So a little bit about LaMelo. Yeah, I agree, man. Let's see. Fans wasn't mad. Fans was calling him out. They said they call out LaMelo Ball, Victor Wembanyama snubs as all-star starters revealed. So Wemby wasn't a starter either. That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if they're going off the records and they want to put in the East, I think it's Giannis, Brunson, Towns, Donovan Mitchell, I think, and I forget who number 4 is.
Here, let's see. I got this. Let's go. Here's the rosters right here. I got that right here. Yeah. NBA All-Star voting results. Yeah, Tatum. So Brunson, Mitchell, Towns, Antetokounmpo, and Tatum. I mean, that's not a bad. I mean, obviously, they all deserve it. Like, I'm not saying they don't, but man, you can't put LaMelo in there.
Man,
I think LaMelo should be in there.
The West starters look good. Like that makes sense right there. I like the West starters, but the East just ain't exciting. Like, it's not an exciting lineup. Like, throw LaMelo in there, man. Get your extra views, man.
Yeah, facts. But also, like, thinking about the format too. So, like, down here it says fans voted on the All-Star game, and let's see. In the years past, the fan vote counts for 50% of the vote to determine stars. The other 50% was split by current players and the media panel. So they overruled the fans because the fans had LaMelo as number 1. Is what I'm reading.
Yeah, basically, because if he's number 1, I mean, they just came in like, nah, we're not having that. And the only time I've really seen them do that with players is like when some of the foreign guys, like when you have Yao Ming being number 1 in votes and shit like that. Like, I get it when you have to come in when guys miss the whole season and still get, starter votes. But LaMelo's actually healthy this year, and he's averaging 30.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's averaging 30. I didn't realize he's averaging that much. This year, the NBA All-Stars, the 24 All-Stars, will be split into 3 teams of 8 for a 3-game NBA All-Star mini tournament. How are you feeling about that?
I mean, how long are the games? Like, when they're saying mini games, like, how?
I think it's to points.
I mean, it might be fun, but then I don't know. I mean, I get it. Sometimes, like the last couple All-Star games, it doesn't get fun and exciting until the fourth quarter. Like, I do want to see some of these guys compete, versus just
I do agree with that.
Dunks and threes. Like, I think that I think they're just trying to somehow make these guys compete again. Which, I mean, it used to be exciting going to see some of these top guys really go at it. Like, I miss Rising Stars games where Kyrie's hooking Brandon Knight. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see some of these guys go at it again and, like, best in the world, like top 10 players on the court. And I think that the last couple of years they've been trying to do that, and they were able to do it in the fourth quarter with the last stuff and having the Elam the ending and everything that type of stuff. But I think that this might be a way of trying to make guys go hard and not just half-ass everything. Which, I mean, no one wants to get hurt, but I don't know. I think they're trying to find any way to make them go hard.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would be cool with one-on-one, like King of the Hill, King of the Court.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Like, I think if they replace the dunk you can still do the dunk contest. That's cool. Yeah. But maybe the skills challenge turns into the King of the Court. Man, if they did a King of the Court, bro, I honestly believe that would get so many views, man. I just think that you get a creator out there, someone to MC it and have like a vibe. Like, I think that I would watch that, man.
Hey, that'd be dope. That'd be hard.
I would tune into that.
That'd be, I mean, right away. I mean, if there is a King of Court, who's winning? Who you got winning?
Depends on who's in it, man. Depends on who's in it, because it's got to be someone that's got the size. Obviously, like, it's got to be someone who who got one-on-one game too.
It's like it's
who would you put in there?
It's in KD's advantage every time. I mean,
yeah, KD would
score like that. It's straight to his
KD
advantage.
would be nasty in that.
The big men ain't gonna guard him, and neither can, like, Steph and the small guys. So
who's guarding Wemby though too? Like, the nigga 6'4". Like, I mean, 7'4". Like, what are you gonna do with that? Like,
no, facts. Yeah,
I
think facts. Yeah,
I mean, you gonna have Kyrie out there against Wemby?
No, yeah,
I'm sorry,
exactly.
But I love Kyrie too. Kyrie's nasty, but, like, I don't know. That would be interesting to me. So I would tune into that. Kyrie versus Wemby.
Easy.
I want to see what that looks like.
Easy.
I want to see what this.
Speaking of Kyrie, he better be an all-star too. I know he's not a starter, but him and Luka aren't starters right now because Luka's still hurt. But they both better be in the all-star game still.
Yeah, Dallas they're struggling right now just because of injuries, not because they haven't played well. They started out playing well.
I'm still mad Kyrie wasn't on Olympic team.
Yeah, he should have been on the Olympic team, man.
Mhm.
He should have been on there. I was mad about that too. I was like, nah, he got to be on there, man. Like,
Exactly.
I love Jalen Brunson too, but like, that's got to be Kyrie's spot, bro. Like, to me, was Jalen because Jalen Brunson was on the USA team, right? Like, he was on the team, was he? No. I don't know if he was actually.
That last spot went to Derek White, because the two people that they were saying were snubbed was Jaylen Brown and Kyrie.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Derek White. That's tough. We were talking about this before the show, man. D-Book, bro, he made Jason Tatum unplayable, and then people don't talk about that enough, in my opinion. Like,
and it's not his fault. Like, it's just like in that role that he's a better fit for that role. Booker understood his role was more gritty. Didn't want to have the ball in his hand, and you got to realize in that role you're not on your regular team being an all-star right now. You need to you're playing a role to KD, Steph, Braun, and Book he just played his role better to make it so you no matter what on the USA team, you're gonna have 2 or 3 guys that don't get playing time, no matter how good they are. So,
facts.
I mean, in that role, it's just Tatum.
Hey, they cooked the Dubs last week. I think they beat them 125 to 185 or something.
Yeah,
they beat them brothers by 40.
Did them bad.
They sent a message, and they didn't even talk to Kerr after the game. He was standing right there, and they didn't even say nothing. I was like, yo,
Warriors need to make some trades and get a better cast around Steph, because man, I don't like seeing Steph get blown out like that.
Nah, I don't either. I want to see Steph go to Lakers. Let's get him on the Lakers and see what's going on.
I wouldn't
finna take a pay cut.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that, man. Let him go out there and cook.
Bro, I'm finna take a pay cut. Let's move on because we got to get up out of here soon. NFL playoffs. Who you got this week? We got who we got? The matchup is Commanders and the Eagles and the Bills and the Chiefs.
I got Eagles covering the spread.
Okay.
And then Chiefs and Bills, man, it's hard to ever go against Mahomes, but man, the Bills, man, Josh Allen's been going crazy this year. Like,
Josh Allen is close.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to cook the Ravens last week. But I mean, that game might go either way. But I got Eagles for sure in the Super Bowl, and I got Eagles winning the whole thing. Actually, I'm calling it.
You got
now.
The Eagles winning.
Yeah,
so is Mahomes? Yeah. If Mahomes wins, does he the GOAT? I said Mahomes the GOAT. If Mahomes wins, is he the GOAT?
He's in that combo. I mean, it's hard to ever put anyone above Brady right now. But
yeah,
Mahomes. I mean, another one. I mean, he's up there. He's up there for sure.
Hey, Mahomes is crazy. The quarterback situation right now in the league is crazy. There's so many good quarterbacks, man. I'm happy that they've actually started letting black people play the quarterback position.
Oh, yeah.
Because we bring in some sauce, and I'm telling you, these brothers are doing stuff I have never seen before.
No, yeah, the players are going crazy. Even a rookie quarterback for the Commanders. I mean, he's out of LSU. He's
cold. I love his
crazy.
Game. I love it.
Nice.
Is that Daniel?
Yeah.
Who's okay? Yeah. He's cold.
Nice.
He's silly.
Yeah.
He's silly. I don't watch the NFL, so if y'all are watching, I don't watch the NFL at all. I just know the players. I keep up. But, like, I can only focus on one thing. I'm making all this content and doing all those other things. And I stopped watching after Cap situation. I stopped, and then I just never picked it really back up, to be honest with you. But I do enjoy, obviously, I enjoy football, though. Like,
oh, yeah.
Let's see. Last thing. Put me on. Like, what do you want right now?
Last couple I've been on Gloves Off. That's the new premier boxing show. So, like, I used to be really, really heavy in 24/7 and All Access back when, like, obviously Mayweather was fighting. Like, I just love the behind the scenes of boxing and stuff. So now they don't have the boxing deals no more. So Premier Boxing, they have a new thing that they just released called Gloves Off. So, like, they have episode 1 and 2 come out for David Benavidez and David Morrell for their fight coming up. So it's dope. It's not as long episodes like it used to be, like 20-30 minute episodes. It's probably like 10 or 15, but it brought it back. And that's what I used to see. You used to see the build up and, like, them beefing at the press conferences and at their little photo shoots and stuff. And it's showing showing the training and speaking of that, Benavidez, he lives in Miami now, but
he's from up here. And he's from up here.
He was living in Seattle for a while. His camp was out there, man. So if he comes back out here, you was out there, man. So if he comes back out here, you already know, man. Pull up.
Yeah, tap in, Benavidez.
Yeah,
hey,
man,
I didn't know you were a boxing head like that. I didn't know you was a boxing head. I'm a boxing
love
head.
boxing, man. I love it.
I stepped away because UFC was on the come up. I thought it's definitely I love that sport too. I love MMA
for sure.
But boxing to me lost its luster for a little bit, and then once Mayweather retired, it kind of opened up the field and people were fighting each other again to get to the top, and I liked that. And I was like, yeah, because Mayweather's too good. But like, right now, I feel like we're in a golden age of boxing, kind of right now. The last 5 years to now with Canelo.
I think as long as promoters make the fights that need to happen, I think it's a win-win for both fighters. I know people. I think the only thing about Mayweather is it made it so people try to protect their O. Like people think that in order to be on his level now, they have to be undefeated, and it's like, nah, man. If Ryan Garcia getting 20, 30, 40 million fighting losing a Tank is a
Jake Paul's getting paid more than brothers now. Come on.
It's
so
a
that's
W.
What I'm saying.
Go make the mega fights, get the views, win or lose, man. You're taking care of your family. So it's like, I want to see some more big fights, even with Tank. I think that Tank. I mean, he already beat Garcia. He already beat Pitbull. Haney just got his ass beat. So like, I don't think he make that fight yet.
Haney, still talking though. Haney dad, and they be talking, bro. Like,
yeah, man.
Come on,
so I
man.
mean, Haney's fighting on the same card as Ryan Garcia in April now, I think, and then they're fighting each other in
Crawford and Canelo's talking. Confirmed for September 13th.
I forget his name. Dude from Dubai, Saudi Arabia, the billionaire trillionaire. He's trying to make that fight, and he's trying to it's to them. Yeah,
it's confirmed. It says Boxing News 24 says it's confirmed for September 13th.
Yeah, they're gonna make at least $100 million each minimum.
Oh, easy.
It's probably gonna be more than that. He's paying. So I think that's gonna happen. They're gonna see it. I think another big fight that's gonna end up happening. I think if Shakur actually gets a couple wins at 135 and actually looks good at 135, him and Tank will be a mega fight. But
I'd like to see that.
Shakur didn't look good at 135 his first fight. I know he's a good fighter, but you coming up in weight, man, you gotta look good at that weight class first.
Yeah, I think Tank's still gonna do whatever he wants to do. But it'd still be entertaining to watch. I like Shakur, you know.
Yeah, I got Tank versus everybody.
Anybody. Ain't nobody beating Tank,
140,
bro.
He's killing everyone. There's fighters at 147 he already beat up. So
yeah, it's beating everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Ain't nobody beating up Tank right now. Any time soon. He ain't getting touched, bro. Like, yeah. So put me on. I got one thing. Let me see if I can find this. One thing is the Court of Gold. So if the Court of Gold, let me show you this. So it's a documentary that just got released. The trailer just got released for the Court of Gold. It's the documentary of the USA basketball team. Let's watch just a little bit of this joint. Why he do him like that? You trying to see that?
Easy. That's hard.
That's so fire.
I like shit like that. I like when they show the behind the scenes of other camps, other teams. That's the type of stuff I watch. Like that, I can't wait for that. And even watching the goal game, like even when I go back and watch Steph's final 3-minute run, and I still get goosebumps watching it.
Steph went, bro. I was yelling in the house. That was the best 2 games I've ever seen in my life of basketball, of all of basketball. In my opinion, well, the only one that's going to top that is the 2016 Game 7 Finals where LeBron went into Oracle, and they won that. Because I'd never seen a 1-3. We've never seen a comeback like that before in the finals, like ever. And I don't know if it'll ever happen again. To be honest with you.
For real.
So that's what I'm on right there. That comes out February 18th, I think. February 18th. That joint comes out on Netflix. Yep. And then the other thing, music-wise, I'm on the Central C joint. I've been listening to that all day today. I fuck with Central C. Larry June's dropping joints. Like him and Alchemist are cooking up. So he's dropped 3 joints in like the last 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
Those are the two things I'm on right now, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Central C is hard. Central C, I fuck with Central C. I fuck that whole
I
style.
love Central C. I like that style. It gets a little repetitive on the record. Like he's got to figure out some more, ways to flow and whatnot. But I just like his whole aura and the way he talks and the style and all that. Like I'm really
that's how I'm with Lyric June though too. I mean, everything he talks about in his music is everything.
Yeah.
I mean, he's talking real estate. He's talking eating healthy.
Yeah.
He's talking about getting outside, man. Everything.
All the things. And Corey, my boy Corey Strozier think he Larry June. Them two dudes, they might as well be the same person. shout out to brother KO, the Tacoma School Board president. But anyway, man, I know where you gotta go. I gotta get to this swim meet, but man, people can follow you at JDam23. Follow the Brick by Brick podcast. We'll start going live as soon as I get this stuff figured out. But we're gonna keep dropping. We're gonna keep talking. And man, just tune in. We got content dropping. We got the vlog coming. We got all kinds of stuff, man. So we just cooking up brick by brick. That's all we're doing. So until then, man, until next time, peace.
Brick by brick.